everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nick and Knarf. I am the Knarf man.
I'm Nickaroo. How you guys doing today?
That's right. That's my bro, Nick. We're here to bring you some wonderful stuff from a band, iconic, great band of the late 70s and completely through the 80s into the early 90s, the great Dire Straits.
When Frank told me that he wanted to play Dire Straits, obviously, my first reaction was, oh, okay, Sultans of Swing. I don't really know a lot about the group. But over the years, Frank always kind of would, when I'd come visit him, because I lived in Southern California. Frank lived out here in Tucson. He'd always put on stuff for me, and it would kind of permeate the brain, and it gets stored there, and in one of my files. So he obviously has this great knowledge of Dire Straits. I know very little, so for me, it's going to be kind of like first time hearing.
Well, I don't have a great knowledge of it, but I am familiar with a number of their albums, and they're just a phenomenal band. Formed in 1977 by brothers Mark and David Knopfler. The great Mark Knopfler, as you know now, has been an iconic force in rock and roll for 45 years. Just remarkable. He had a great solo career after Dire Straits kind of broke up in 1991. The band had 6 albums. They're estimated to have sold over 100 million albums worldwide, with their monster album being Brothersinarms in 1985, which, had songs like Money for Nothing, Walk of Life, some great stuff. And one of the songs we're playing is off of the album Brothersinarms, but it's not the studio version. It's the live version recorded that shows up on this album over Nick's shoulder called Sultans of Swing, the best of Dire Straits. It's a live version of a song, but we'll get to that when we do it a little later. But we wanted to do 2 deeper cuts from their albums rather than their famous stuff, which everybody plays. The album On Every Street, which was released in 1991, the cover's right over my shoulder, is their final album, and it is a masterpiece in my estimation. It's got some miraculous stuff on it, shows the real range and greatness of the band and of Mark Knopfler's talent as a guitarist and a singer. It came out 6 years almost, after the release of Brothersinarms, which came out in 1985. So this was their final reincarnation as Dire Straits before Mark Knopfler went solo. And the song I want to play for you off this album, it's the third to the last track, and it's a real catchy tune where Mark Knopfler plays a character who's throwing a party, and he's like an upscale yuppie kind of guy who's like showing off his assets to his guests. But it's a really catchy tune with some great lyrics, some wonderful sax work, and obviously Mark Knopfler's great guitar work and singing.
The sax work on this song is beautiful.
Anyway, here it is. If you're ready, before we start, remember, if you're going to like what you hear, we ask you to please subscribe, like, and share. We care for your ears, we care for you, and we appreciate all your support. So please do that if you hadn't had a chance. If you have already, we thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts, because we do it for you, because we love you.
Let's listen to the music, Frank.
Okay, Nicky boy, I love you. Don't get passive-aggressive on me here. All right. Anyway, here we go. With Dire Straits from On Every Street. The song is MyParties.
Nice bass line.
Yeah, it's a tasty song.
Well, this is my backyard, it's my back gate. I hate to start my parties late. Here's the party card, ain't that great? That ain't the best part, baby, just wait. It's a genuine weather vane that moves with the breeze. Portable hammock, honey, who needs trees? It's casual entertaining, we aim to please. And my party's alright. Check out the shingles, it's brand new. Excuse me while I mingle. Hi, how are you? Hey everybody, let me give you this one's for me, the host with the most. Trifle colder. Step inside my home. That's a brass toilet tissue holder with its own telephone. That's a musical doorbell. It don't ring. I ain't kidding. Plays America the Beautiful and Tyler River. Boy, this punch is a trip. It's okay in my book. Here, take a sip. Maybe a little heavy on the fruit. Ah, here comes the dip. You may kiss the cook. Let me show you, honey, it's easy. Look, you take a fork and you spike 'em. Say, did you try these? So bad you like 'em. The secret's in the cheese. It's casual entertaining. We aim to please. At my parties, alright. My party's alright. Now don't talk to me about the polar bear. Don't talk to me about the ozone layer. Ain't so much of anything these days, even the air. They're running out of rhinos, or what do I care? Let's hear it for the dolphin. Let's hear it for the trees. Ain't running out of nothing in my deep freeze. It's casual entertaining. We aim to please. And my party's alright. Do what you please. And my party's alright. Yeah. And my party's alright. You do what you please. Oh yeah. And my party's alright. Oh yes, at my party. Yeah, I thought you'd like that.
Nice sax work.
That's nice. And my party's alright. Yeah. And my party's alright. Oh yeah. And my party's alright. You do what you please. And my party's alright.
Nice sax outro.
Like the bass too.
Yeah, you're right. The bass is very nice.
Okay, so I know why Frank likes this song so much. This is the way Frank is when he has a party, when he has people over. He'll tell you, oh, I bought a half pound of Toscana salami, and the guy down at the deli put it on number 2, man. Can you believe it? Is this the best Toscana salami you've ever had?
Actually, both of us, whenever, especially Nick, you know,
What are you
him and his wife, when they entertained, they used to really lay out a spread, you know, and you got all the details about where the barbecue came from, where the meat came from, where the drinks come from.
It is so important. It lays the foundation of the party.
Doesn't that song kind of capture when you really are proud of being a host? And of course, obviously, you got this snobbery in this song where the guy's like showing off, oh yeah, the brass toilet holder, it has a telephone in it. And hey, you see the weather vane moves with the wind. And hey, the secret's in the cheese on the dip.
And he's got a portable, what did he say? A portable...
drink cart, you know.
No, the thing that you're laying.
The hammock, yeah.
The portable hammock.
Who needs trees? Yeah,
It's like
the great snarkiness of Mark Knopfler, just like the same snarkiness snarkiness, really, which was in, Money for Nothing, making fun of, hey, get your chicks for free. Oh, look at that, playing on some bongos. That ain't working. That's the way you do it. So Mark Knopfler always had this edgy, sarcastic, snotty kind of sensibility. But what's so nice about it is that in this song, that snarkiness has the counterpoint of this smooth, jazzy, orchestrated feeling. Just another element of control over the environment, kind of musically. And it's a wonderful, wonderful song.
Yeah, and he didn't fill it with a bunch of, crazy lead guitar in there. He kept it tasty, and he allowed the saxophone to shine and the horns in the background. And then there was a nice bass line that was just carrying that rhythm so nicely along with the drums. So it was very enjoyable.
Dire Straits has a real range of music. I mean, they started out as more of a raw, playing straight ahead guitar with a backup group band. And then they started evolving. The songwriting evolved. The production values evolved. And this in their final album, which has got some great, great stuff. If you haven't checked it out, On Every Street, it's an outstanding album.
And I don't know if it's good or bad that they went, for example, 5 years between albums. I mean, could it be that he said, we could put stuff out there, but it's not trash. It's not, it could be trashy. It could be not very creative. He wanted to wait until he really compiled some good stuff. And obviously, like you said, this album evidently is, got quite a good collection of stuff.
It's a beautiful album. Anyway, what did you guys think of My Parties? What do you think of Dire Straits? I hope you enjoyed the song. I think you're really going to like the next one, which we're going to come back to as soon as we take a little intermission to change the CD. But if you like what you heard, please subscribe, like, and share. Leave us some comments down in the comments section.
What unique things do you talk about at your parties? I mean, hey, what have you got?
At my parties, we play Dire Straits.
Hey, there you go.
And we drink till we can't feel anything anymore. No,
I drink to make people interesting.
Yeah, that's right. We both drink to make people interesting. You are kind of interesting, especially when I'm drunk. Anyway, we'll be right back in a minute. Hold on.
See ya.
Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're ready to do our second selection from Dire Straits for your enjoyment, for your ear pleasure. It is a song which actually appears off the monster album from 1985, Brothersinarms. It's the studio version there. I chose the live version, which is off of this album, Sultans of Swing, the very best of Dire Straits, because this live version has a kind of it has a kind of an honest integrity. Not to say that the studio one isn't beautiful, but this one has a pure live energy and a moodiness and a power. And you could feel the audience as they're joining in on the song. I think the song was done in Australia when they recorded it. But the song, like I said, is off of Brothersinarms, which was huge. Sold 30 million copies worldwide. It's one of the most hottest selling albums all time, ranked number 381 on the Rolling Stone top 500 albums of all time.
And number 14, I think, on the UK top album. No, number 8, I think.
It was huge,
Yeah, number
all-time
8.
sales.
All-time in the UK.
Just remarkable.
I mean, this album, probably because of Sultans of Swing, but still.
No, not Sultans of Swing was on this one.
Oh, no, that's right.
Money for Nothing.
Money for Nothing.
What a huge song that was. And The Walk of Life, big songs off that album.
But I mean, this one was huge in Australia, France, Norway, the U.S.,
Netherlands, England. It was a monster.
Amazing. So these guys had worldwide
30 million sales for one album.
And again, a group that only really did 6 studio albums. They probably did a lot of touring. Obviously, that's the way to do it, and that way they got the recognition. I'm sure they're big in Japan and other places.
Oh, absolutely, I'm sure. But yeah, this was again a monster album and a beautiful song off the album. And this live version you're really gonna love. It's called Your Latest Trick, and we think you're gonna really like it. So get ready from Dire Straits, Your Latest Trick, and it's live.
Oh, I hate it.
Too much screaming.
Get those people out of there.
getting struck between the setting bulls and their bell. Prehistoric garbage trucks got the city to themselves.
Tasty.
Echoes and roars, dinosaurs, they all doing the monster mash. Taxis and the home are only taking calls for cash. Don't know how it happened. It all took place so quick. All I can do is hand it to you and your latest trick. Now my door was standing open. Security will lay back in legs. Yeah, my heart had got it broken. You must have had a pass key made out of wax. It was rubbery mincelets, and I played the blues from 12 bars down in Lover's Lane. You never had the intelligence for the use 12 keys hanging off of my chain.
Sweet slide work there.
Don't know how it happened. It all took place so quick. And all I can do is hand it to you and your latest trick. That's past last call for alcohol. Last street caller's been here and gone. Landlord, he finally paid us all. Sat in chairs made and put away their home. And I'm standing outside of this wonderland, bereaved and bereft. Finally come to understand. The bottle's empty, man, there's nothing left. Don't know how it happened. It was faster than the eye could flick. All I can do is hand it to you and your latest trick.
Wonderful.
So well produced and
Just
recorded.
beautiful.
So well.
Beautiful. The quality, you're right. The production quality for a live song.
It's fantastic.
Oh, what a gorgeous, gorgeous
so
song.
keyboard, drums, guitar, sax.
And
maybe
Mark Knopfler on the lead.
Was there a guy, somebody playing?
I think somebody playing on the, some
congas
congas or bongos or something, but so tasty. That song is so smooth and understated. The way the music kind of gets loud, then softens, and then an instrument will rise up and then fade out, and another one will come in.
Very, very, very tasty. The only negative I have is I wish he'd enunciate his words a little bit. I couldn't tell what he was saying.
His vocal quality, I mean, I don't know, either like his quality or kind of don't like it. He's got an interesting, unique voice, but you're right, he kind of mumbles his words a little bit like, whoa, because he's like trying to be cool. It's like, not trying to be cool, but it's kind of like he likes singing that way. And many Dire Straits songs are kind of like that. Even the more jumpy animated songs. I mean, a few of them he'll blurt out, but most of his lyrics are very, when he sings, he kind of mouths them kind of quietly through the microphone.
It's almost got kind of a Dylan-esque sound to it.
Yeah, a little bit. A little Dylan-esque sound, but strictly, uniquely Mark Knopfler. And if you've ever heard any of Mark Knopfler's solo album, there's some really lovely solo albums. He's got 2 or 3 or 4 solo albums that you ought to check out. But Dire Straits had a very interesting, not brief, but not long enough for a lot of people's taste, because he only had 6 albums, but what a tremendous legacy left behind, and so much wonderful music to enjoy. What did you think of Dire Straits? Did you really like our cut from On Every Street, myparties? Did you like Your Latest Trick? Did you like the live version? Do you prefer the studio version of Your Latest Trick? What is your favorite Dire Straits song?
And I'm hoping to hear from our friends in Australia, because they sold a lot of albums in Australia. So those of you that are out there, please let us know. Did you ever attend one of their concerts? I'd like to hear about it.
Absolutely. And we ask you again, please, if you haven't, subscribe, like, and share. We do this for you because we care for your ears. We love the music. We enjoy bringing it to you, and we thank you for all of your support.
And I think I'm going to add this group to my list of groups that I wish I had seen in concert, because they were pretty tight. They were good.
They really were. And luckily we got some great music to enjoy, whether it's on YouTube or we have the albums. But thanks for joining us today for another episode of Nick and Knarf. We'll see you next time, okay?
Signing off. Take care, guys.
Bye-bye.